Hi guys, thanks for dropping by the channel. You're all welcome, whether you've been here before or you've been here many times. Thanks for coming again. We're gonna go back onto this "Would I Lie to You" bits. I like this show. It's usually very funny, and I get to participate, which is always good. And so right now we're going to be doing one called Mick James Acaster's archenemy, Mack's traded toddler, or Gabby Logan's cheated child. Don't know which one it is, but I'm sure we're going to find out, and we're going to hear some funny stories on the way. So if you like the video, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications if you like to do that, and you could share the video too. So let's just get back on with it here, and let's get it on.
Please welcome this week's special guest, Mick.
It's a kid.
So, Gabby, what is Mick to you?
This is Mick, and I deliberately tripped him up during the wheelbarrow race at my son's sports day.
Okay, James, how do you know Mick?
This is Mick, and for 6 months, he was my sworn enemy when a practical joke got out of hand.
And finally, Lee.
This is Mick. He's my son, and I'm only allowed to see him every second Friday.
I don't know, but is that so Mick's Lee's son, which probably not. What's his name there? James Acaster. Is it his archenemy for 6 months, or did the woman trip him during a race? I don't know. Right off the bat, I think it's the woman. But we're going to hear the stories first.
Sorry, no, that's not it. This is Mick. I once took him home from nursery instead of my own son.
So there we have it. Is Mick Gabby's cheated child, James's feuding friend, or Lee's traded toddler? David's team, where would you like to begin?
Well, Gabby, the wheelbarrow race, you were also a competitor. What was the format of the race, and how did the accident
Your
happen?
classic sports day wheelbarrow race. Child is the wheelbarrow. I was driving my son as a wheelbarrow, and Mick's mum, Barbara, was driving him. And there's always a lot... I feel our family gets a lot of pressure on sports day because my husband was an international rugby player and I did sport. And people always look at us as if they're the ones to beat. I always feel that added dimension of competitiveness.
You were a rhythm gymnast, weren't you?
I was a gymnast.
Yeah, I think they're looking more at him. Carry on.
So we were in the lead, my son and I. And like in your peripheral vision, you can feel somebody coming. And as we got to the turn, they were level with us, and my son's arm buckled, and which is for a wheelbarrow race is a bit of a no-no. So it takes you a couple of seconds to recover. So now we're behind.
Quite painful for your son as well. Perhaps that should be the main concern.
Classic sports person.
That's a no-no! We need this!
We got back level with them, and I'm ashamed, obviously, about what happened next. So I can feel, these horrible thoughts coming into my mind. We could take him out. We could.
Come on, this is why we've been taking all the drugs.
And I stood on his hand, and so I know
Deliberately.
Thinking we should take him out.
So he then slightly buckled. So
Which is a no-no.
He got himself back into the race, and I decided that I couldn't let us win because that could be construed in some people's eyes as cheating. Standing on the opposition's hands.
In some people's eyes, physical assault.
So I had to then sabotage us because I couldn't let us win. So I deliberately kind of pushed my son into the ground.
So you assaulted 2 children.
I kind of just, pretended to trip onto Reuben So,
Right.
and then his arms buckled double buckle, which is a no.
No.
And that meant...
Reuben is your boy.
Yes, oh gosh, yes, yes, yeah.
You know, the one with the face like that.
All right. Who would you like to speak to next?
Okay. Well, that woman's story, you know, that could be true. It's possible that that woman's story is true. I keep thinking of some other stories I heard on here, you know, like the guy that, you know, punched himself in his face and then took off on a date. You know, that seemed kind of ridiculous, and that turned out to be true. This, I think, could be true. But let's hear the next ones.
Okay. James, so Mick became your sworn enemy because of a practical joke
That got out of hand.
that got out of hand.
Yes.
So what was the practical joke or prank?
First of all, I'll say for the record, before we carry on, I hate this boy. I'm nothing but content for him, and I'm furious he's got on this show.
I just think I feel I can only see him every second Friday.
So what was the practical joke, James?
He put cabbage leaves in my bed.
How did he get in your room?
I was staying at his house.
On a sleepover? How old are you?
A few years ago.
Yeah, well, he wouldn't have been born.
He was 9.
And you were, what, 31?
I was, what, 28? 29?
And how do you know him?
But I know his dad. He's his son.
And you were staying at their house.
Yes.
Why did he put cabbage leaves? Why is that a thing?
Well, it's not a thing until he started doing it.
Yeah.
There's something severely wrong with him. I don't know why he started.
You say
Pulling this kind of stuff.
started doing it. Was
Yeah.
What do you mean? This is a one occasion when you're
is it?
staying there. Well, I don't know.
This is the first of many, David. I said got out of hand. I do not use those words lightly.
So you regularly stay at the house of...
Oh, no. Oh. This little man does not restrict these pranks to his own house. He has no respect for anyone's privacy and will cross any boundaries available to him. I hate him with all my heart.
Yeah. So he initially put cabbage leaves in the bed you were sleeping in when you were staying at his father.
Yes.
Right? And then subsequently...
Yes.
He has followed you and put cabbage leaves in other places you've been sleeping.
No.
OK? What then?
He sent me a cabbage in the post. He sent me half a cabbage, cling filmed, in a box. I was out when they delivered it. I had to go to the post office to pick it up. There was a note inside that said, "You got cabbaged again."
So he's doing that. Did you, bearing in mind that this is a minor, did you at any...
It was a major as far as I'm concerned.
Did you at any point retaliate?
Yeah, but it took me 6 months.
What did you do?
After 6 months of this...
Well, but you say 6 months of this.
Yeah.
What is this? There's the initial cabbage leaves in the bed at his house.
Yeah.
And there's the posted half cabbage.
Yeah.
Anything else?
His granddad cabbaged me to my face. He gave me a present. It was all wrapped up nice. I thought it was a nice present. I unwrapped it. It was another half a cabbage wrapped in cling film. Members of the public started cabbaging me. I made the mistake of talking about it on the radio, and then everyone got the idea, and I couldn't turn up to a gig without there being a cabbage hidden somewhere in my dressing room.
Thank God you're playing safe and not saying it on telly, are you?
So, did you retaliate?
Absolutely did. I removed all of his belongings from his bedroom and replaced them with cabbages.
That's, I would say, a disproportionate response.
6 months of my life, David. 6 months of my life of not knowing where the next cabbage was coming from. It was horrible. I had to go big. I've been cabbaged so many times. Somebody started a Twitter account, was tweeting pictures of cabbages on me every day. They said stuff like oi oi Savoy. It was horrible.
That was just the tip of the iceberg. Oh, but come on, cut me some slack.
No. I would say that anyone who can enjoy that joke about a lettuce would have to be a sociopath.
All right, on to Lee.
Lee.
Okay, James Acaster. I don't believe this story. It's very funny. I'm crying here. It's a very funny story, but I don't think it's true. I mean, yeah, there's just too much cabbage. So let's see what Lee Mack's got to say.
Remind us of your story.
This is Mick. I once took him home from nursery instead of my own son.
Why did you not recognise your own son by using your eyes and knowing what he looks like?
I do recognise my own son, but we had this new pram, and the pram, I put him in the pram. He was very young at the time, because, well, you have to go to nursery. And I put him in the pram.
At nursery?
No, not a pram, a push
They're
chair.
in a pram when they're sort of tiny.
A push chair, you make one mistake. You say lettuce, you say cabbage. They're on your back. You say pram instead of push chair. I get to see him every other week. I'm stressed. I put him in the push chair, and then I got chatting to all the other mums and dads and stuff. Got chatting, turned round. Little did I realise that one of the other parents had exactly the same pushchair, and because he was asleep, I just didn't bother talking to him because I thought he was asleep. Pushed him and got all the way home. Long walk as well, because he goes to school in London and we live in Aberdeen.
How long was it before you realised?
Probably Glasgow. It was about, believe it or not, preferably do.
Yeah, that's very much the question.
Believe it or not, it was as I went into the front door and I pushed him towards my wife, who was coming towards me, and she said, "That is not my son."
But the other mother would have recognised her
Yes.
child, so let's go to the other mother.
Let's go to the other mother.
What happened there?
So, obviously, I'm not there to see the other mother. Because
No, but presumably in the police interview, they've gone through those details.
No, I knew it would be a bit of a nerve-wracking experience, so I thought I'd better play safe and just keep him, and that's what we did. We just ended up bringing up another child. So I got into the house, pushed him into the house. My wife said, "That's not my son." So I went, "Oh!" I realised immediately what had happened, obviously. I turned round and I raced back to the school very quickly. So I got in just in time for them to go, "What are you?" And then...
So you got back just in time.
Got back in time.
Just before Mick's mother was going to start screaming,
So
my child has disappeared, my child has disappeared.
Yeah, because what had happened is she was getting a bit frantic, but someone had calmed her down by doing the obvious and pointing to the child and saying, use your logic here.
Yeah.
There's a
child abductors don't tend to leave
Swap,
a child as well.
So, David's team. Is Mick...
Okay.
Gabby...
So... I don't know. Lee Mack's story, it's possible. I think it's the woman. I think it's the woman. I don't really think Lee Mack's story is too good. The other guy, the the cabbage story, that's very funny. So I don't know. That seems, well, I don't know. I don't think I'll leave that one. I think it's the woman's, tripping the kid or stepping on the kid's hand in the race. I believe it's that one.
Gabby's cheated child.
Maybe.
James's feuding friend.
Maybe.
Or Lee's traded toddler.
No.
I think that the cabbages, that is a good trick, because cabbages, when they get warmed up, stink. I also have, been to many a sports day where the parents do get incredibly competitive. I would probably lean towards Gabby.
What about you, Melvin? Which way are you
I
leaning?
think it's
I believe Gabby, but James is just weird, so I believe him even more.
Your paranoid view seems to be the whole country's in on it. Now everyone's sending you cabbages.
Every time people laugh at me, I suspect they're my enemy, which makes my job very difficult.
You think Gabby, but James even more.
David thinks it's me, so...
Oh, I don't know. James.
You're going for James.
Okay.
Mick, would you please reveal your true identity?
I'm Mick, and I am James's worst enemy.
Oh, that's just so ridiculous.
Mick is James's feuding friend, and here's the proof that that is what James did to Mick's bedroom. Thank you very much, Mick.
All right. So it was James. It was on this show. It seems sometimes that's the point, I guess, that the most ridiculous story is usually it, but sometimes it's not. That's why Lee Mack's story wasn't even in the running. The other one, that was possible. That made sense. That could happen. It was a little funny there, with the race and that. James' story just seemed like totally ridiculous, but that's the one that turned out to be true. So, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to like the videos, subscribe to the channel, and, of course, have a nice day. We'll see you later.